Cloud Strife is the main protagonist of Final Fantasy VII, a former member of the elite soldier unit who becomes a mercenary for hire in the dystopian city of Midgar. Initially presenting himself as a cold and confident ex-warrior, Cloud carries a massive sword called the Buster Sword and works with the eco-terrorist group Avalanche to fight against the powerful Shinra Electric Power Company, which is draining the planet's life energy. As the story unfolds, Cloud's complex past and fractured identity comes to light, revealing deep emotional struggles tied to memory, loss, and his connection to the mysterious antagonist, Sephiroth. Over time, he evolves from a detached loner into a more self-aware and compassionate hero, ultimately playing a crucial role in the fight to save the planet. Let's see how he can achieve his physique, strength, combat style, and athleticism. So first of all, his physique. He isn't that big. Compared to other people, his physique is towards the low average class. Still, he's got some great definition and an overall aesthetic look. He's between 12 and 15% body fat, I'll say. This body fat will be helpful for athleticism later on. Now strength. Now we're talking. He moves and swings his sword like it isn't even there. Its sword is big and probably heavy by the look of it. So Cloud is strong. His upper body needs strength to wield the sword and his lower body the strength to support the movements. So our focus will be strength rather than mass and we will prioritize compound movements. Now his combat style. He swings his sword a lot. He is fast, precise and uses wide attacks that can cut two adversaries in a swing. All of this is highly impossible for us, poor mortals, but still the closest thing that can mimic his style is the European greatsword training. This style is the same style as Cloud. The difference lies in the sword and speed. In real life, moving greatswords isn't easy. You need to engage all your body for one swing. Cloud could swing an infinite amount of times and really fast. Honestly, just buy a big piece of wood and if you have a place to swing it, just swing, bro. Swing till your arms fall off and you'll be ready to go. For athleticism, it's also sketchy. First of all, he has endurance. To move non-stop with a sword as big as a person and once again, wield it like nothing, requires a lot of endurance. This can be built with the combat training. What you also need is speed and explosiveness. And this we will train with plyometrics. For those who don't know, plyometrics are exercises that help you build explosiveness and speed. We will be doing plyometrics only on the lower body since it's the one responsible for jumping and speed. And finally, flexibility. Yep, you heard it. Many people don't stretch simply because they think that it's a waste of time. Well, let me tell you that stretching actually improves your range of motion, recovery ability, and reduces the risk of injuries. So stretching is non-negotiable. Okay, let's go. The workout plan. You'll find here the following structure. The exercise, the number of sets times the number of reps. As I said many times in my previous videos, we will not have more than 3 sets per exercise because it will give a hard time to our nervous system. And once again, the nervous system commands the muscle. So maybe the muscle has recovered, but the nervous system is another story, because it can take up to 72 plus hours to recover after an intense workout. So maximum 2 sets it is. Also, for the upper days, we will have the sword training, which is practically another upper day, so we won't be doing too much. As for the number of reps, we will keep it at 6 to 7, 8 to 9 and max. The 6 to 7 will be an almost all-in for strength and a touch of hypertrophy. 8 to 9 is mostly mass and only for the side delts since they are weak. Let's say they have a hard time adapting to heavy weight. Plus you'll work their endurance and strength with other exercises. And finally, max is as many reps as possible or as many seconds as possible. Generally speaking, it is reps, but some exercises, like some abs exercises, rely on seconds, not on reps. Here we go, upper one. We'll start with weighted dips. Weighted dips is an excellent exercise for pushing strength. You work the pecs, front delts and triceps. Doing them on rings will strengthen the muscles even more since you need to stabilize yourself even more. Next we have weighted pull-ups, an incredibly good exercise for back, biceps and rear delts. Doing them with weights will give you more strength, of course. Next, lateral raises. So as I said, this is mainly mass because the side delts are weak and don't really help with many motions, except bringing the arm up on the sides. They will get strength with other exercises, like the sword training for example. Next we have dumbbell shoulder press. Even though we have the sword training and dips for the front delts, giving them an extra boost won't harm them. This will come in handy when using swords. And finally biceps curls for arms strengthening and thickening. Now upper 2, starting with inclined dumbbell bench press. Since we mainly work the middle and lower portion of the pecs, we have to target the shelf part of the pecs, the upper portion. It will help with pushing strength. If you have a big rib cage, I recommend you set up the bench at an angle of 45 degrees, and if you have a normal rib cage, set it at around 30 degrees. Moving on to barbell rows. This is a good exercise for back thickening and strengthening, helping with pulling actions like using a sword. Next, lateral raises, once again for the side delts. Next, reverse cable flies. It is one of the best exercises for sword fighting, and it will shape your mid-back and delts. And finally, cable overhead extension. This is one of the best exercises for triceps, if not the best if done with the straight or V-bar. Those bar variations are perfect for strength and forget the rope. It will maybe simulate drawing a sword, but strength-wise it is not the best. Moving on to lower one, barbell squats. This will give enormous strength to your legs, primarily your quads. This will come in handy for plyometrics and vertical strength. Next, Romanian deadlifts. This will strengthen your posterior chain, mainly your glutes, hamstring and calves, so like that the whole legs are strengthened. And this exercise will come in handy if you need to pick something up. After this, calf raises. For explosivity and pushing leg strength, this is an excellent exercise. Next, shrugs. I know this isn't a leg exercise, but we did everything we needed to do for legs and upper body, so might as well put some traps in here. This will help when you carry heavy things and will give a better look to your physique. And finally, hollow body hold. Hold the position as much as possible. This will strengthen your core, absolutely vital for the strength exercises and sword fighting. And last but not least, lower 2, plyometrics day. Plyometrics get a dedicated day because they are ultra demanding on the nervous system. If you do them, you have to give it your all, like every exercise in here, otherwise it will be useless. So my go-to is as follows: box, broad, hurdle jumps and lateral bounds. Every exercise here will give you explosiveness. Box jumps will give vertical explosiveness. Broad jumps will help you with horizontal explosiveness and to some degree with sprinting explosiveness. Hurdle jumps are mixed between horizontal and vertical explosiveness. And finally, lateral bounds help you change direction fast without losing momentum. Do as many as you can, but if you feel slowing down or that you are using too much strength, stop there and rest. Generally speaking, the ideal rep range is between 3 to 6 reps. And finally, do the hollow body hold once again for core strengthening. With this, there are some things you should know and apply. First, keep a proper execution for every exercise. You are training mainly strength here, which can damage a lot your muscles if not done properly. Second, go to failure on every set. If you don't go harder than last time, your workout will be useless. Even if it's by half a rep, go harder than last time. This will trigger the adaptation mechanism. Also, rest for 2 to 3 minutes between every set. That is, even the warm-up sets, and give yourself 2 warm-up sets for every exercise. Thirdly, on every upper day, when you can, practice the European Great Sword training. Don't overdo it, just break a sweat and be active for 30 minutes. On every workout day, at the end of the workout, run at a reasonable pace for 10 minutes. We don't want to annihilate the legs, so 10 minutes will do the work. Fourthly, keep the rest days. This workout only works if you give at least 1 day off between workouts. Like I said, muscles recover faster than the nervous system, so if you do all these things and go back to the gym, you'll feel it in a bad way. So give at least 1 day off. 2 days off works too, it depends on your recovery ability and a lot of factors. And finally, stretch on every rest day. This will help for recovery, will prevent injuries and will give more range of motion to your movements. And if you feel safer with a lifting belt, don't hesitate, wear one. To get his body fat, you'll need to know your BMR and TDEE. After this, you need to be between 12 and 15% body fat. To make it simple, if you can't see your abs, be on a caloric deficit. If you see too much, or let's say if you are extremely lean, be on a caloric surplus. And if you can see them just fine, be on a maintenance or slight caloric surplus, like 150 kilocalories surplus, to equilibrate the effort and mass gained. If you want to learn more things about nutrition, go and watch my videos I did. The first video will teach you the basics of nutrition, macronutrients and micronutrients. And the second one will teach you the gut-brain axis, how food affects your well-being and how your daily thoughts affect your gastrointestinal tract. If you want to learn more things about your muscular system, I recommend you my video about the muscular system. And finally, if you want to see other physiques I did, click on the playlist up here and enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, that was everything I had to say. If you want to see another physique on here, let me know it in the comments. If you enjoyed, let me know it in the comments too. And we will meet next time for some other video. And like always, take care.